Welcome to the Refine and Shine, the podcast dedicated to mastering the art of continuous improvement and optimizing every aspect of your life. I'm Angelina Rivera, your host, and together we'll uncover the secrets to refining our lives, our habits, and our processes to unlock our inner brilliance. Join us on Refine and Shine, where we'll delve deep into achieving more in life without the burnout and without all the stress. This podcast is your platform for a more fulfilling life through continuous improvement and personal growth. In each episode, I and a diverse array of guests discuss practical strategies for up-leveling every aspect of your life. From developing good habits and organizing your space to refining your mindset and personal goals, we're going to explore it all. Our guests share personal stories about the systems they've developed or systems they've used and the tweaks they've made in their lives when refinement was needed, allowing them to truly shine. Listen to Refine and Shine to learn how you can implement continuous improvement techniques in your daily routine, develop and maintain healthy habits that lead to success and satisfaction, organize your life to reduce the stress and increase your productivity, foster a growth mindset that propels you to new heights. My mission is to inspire you to take bold action, make positive changes, and become the best version of yourself. Whether you're aiming to elevate your career, nurture meaningful relationships, or enhance your overall well-being, Refine and Shine is your guiding light. With over 25 years of experience in continuous improvement, I help businesses streamline their processes, establish efficient work areas, and implement standard work protocols. I have trained over 600 individuals and teams in process improvement, optimizing workflows, and enhancing overall operational efficiency. Tune in every week as we embark on an enlightening journey, exploring paths to refinement and illuminating the way to shine in every area of our lives. Subscribe now and join us on this journey to polish your life and let your best self shine through. Thank you for joining us on Refine and Shine.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Refine and Shine. Today's episode is incredibly special because I'm celebrating a huge milestone, not just for my son Marcus, but for myself as well. You see, my son just turned 25 years old. So that also means I've been a mother for 25 years. Wow, just saying that out loud feels surreal. It's been a journey filled with love, challenges, laughter, lessons, and so many unforgettable moments. And today, I just want to reflect on that journey. The highs, the struggles, the surprises, and the absolute joy of raising my son. You see, from a young age, Marcus's curiosity and love for learning was undeniable. He would be able to recognize car brands just by looking at them, looking at their symbol, their logo on the front of their car, long before most kids even really knew what a car was. And now, here he is with an incredible knowledge of engines, horsepower, and all things automotive. And you see, it doesn't just stop there. Marcus is an amazing mechanic. He can diagnose and fix problems with ease, and honestly, I've lost count of how many times he's repaired cars, built a computer from scratch, even set up an entire gaming system, or just helped out a family member or a friend. If something's broken, Marcus is the person you want fixing it. He has an incredible ability to see how things work, whether it's an engine, a motherboard, or a complex machine, or even a water heater, and he's going to break it down in a way that makes sense. But beyond all the knowledge and talents, what truly makes me proud is his heart. He's kind and thoughtful and always willing to help. No matter what challenges have come his way, he's faced them with resiliency and generosity. That to me is what makes him extraordinary. So Marcus, if you're listening, this episode's for you. Let's talk about the beginning of the journey. I still remember the day Marcus was born. He was 6 days late, but looking back, I think that was just a sign that he'd always want to move on his own time. And the fact that he shares a birthday with Michael Jordan, one of my all-time favorite athletes, well, if you know me, you know how much I love the number 23. I love basketball and I love Michael Jordan. So I also felt that this was a wink, though, a wink from the universe confirming that he was meant for something great. But getting him here wasn't easy. I was 19 years old, working full-time, commuting to work, and also going to college in the evenings while preparing for his arrival. And my pregnancy had complications. I had placenta previa, which meant I had to be on bed rest at times. And when it was finally time to give birth, things got really intense. You see, I was losing oxygen, which meant Marcus was too. I remember being in so much pain, asking if I could be turned onto my side because I was in such extreme back pain, without realizing that this small decision would give him the oxygen he desperately needed. When he finally arrived, he was a little blue. It was terrifying for a moment, but then he took his first breath and my whole world changed. Looking back, I think about how young we were and how scary it was at times, but we made it work. My husband and I figured out a system. He'd work nights so I could work during the day, making sure Marcus was always with one of us. We had to be strategic, we had to think outside the box, but we made it happen. There have been some scary moments as a mother. One of the scariest moments of being a new mother was when Marcus had to have surgery at 3 months old. He had an umbilical hernia, and hearing the word surgery when your baby's so little, well, it was terrifying. But the surgery was quick and it happened so fast, and I was beyond grateful that everything turned out okay. Now, all these years later, he's having another surgery coming up this week. And even though it's minor, as a parent, you still worry. No matter how old they are, you always want to be there for your child. When Marcus was almost 2 years old, I suffered a miscarriage just over 20 weeks into my pregnancy. It happened 1 month before his second birthday, and that was one of the hardest things in my life. I was heartbroken, I was grieving, but you know what kept me going? Marcus. He didn't even realize it, but just his smiles, his laughter, the way he'd play, it gave me a reason to keep moving. I would sit there just reading a book to him or laying next to him watching him play, and it brought me so much great joy in a time when I was also in so much pain. And then a little over a year later, after I had miscarried, he became a big brother. And I'll never forget the moment he met his baby sister, Selena. He walked into the hospital room and up to me wearing his backwards hat and baggy jeans. In the most dramatic, adorable way, he said, "What? You don't love me no more?" I laughed so hard because it was just so cute. But the truth is, from that moment on, he's always looked out for his sister. He still does to this day, giving her hugs, being there for her, making sure she's okay. That's just the kind of person Marcus is. Marcus loved riding his bikes. He and his friends would ride all over the place, to the store, to the park, just exploring. His friends and him would pull their money together to buy and cook food, and they still do that to this day. But one day, something happened that broke my heart. Marcus had parked his bike at a friend's house and went inside really quick, and when he came back out, it was gone. Someone had stolen it. He was so upset, but instead of focusing on his anger, the first thing he said to me was, "Mom, I'm sorry." That's just who Marcus is, always thinking of others before himself. And then there were the Legos. Marcus has always been a builder. As a kid, he never needed instructions. He would just look at the box, dump out all the pieces, and just build. It's no surprise that his love for building evolved into fixing cars and building computers later in life. For any young mom out there or even grandmothers listening, if you have Legos all over your house, cherish those moments because one day you'll step on that last Lego and those little scattered creations across the floor will just be memories. Marcus has always been brilliant, and his mind moves faster than his words. That led to some speech challenges early on, and I remember sitting in meetings where professionals would diagnose him with ADHD and try to push medication. But we decided to let him grow at his own pace, giving him a space to develop naturally instead of forcing him into a system that fully didn't understand him. This meant working with his teachers on how to allow him to take tests and advocating for his education. We were able to get him into a speech therapy and make sure he had the support he needed. And I have no doubt that advocating for him in that way made all the difference. Today, I see him reading, learning, and even discussing books with me. Watching him thrive in his own way makes my heart so full. Marcus also has the ability to understand mechanics and technology, and it's just truly incredible. Like I said earlier, he could just, from a young age, identify cars just by their logos. Now he could break down how many horsepower an engine has, diagnose car issues, and repair them like a pro. And when it comes to computers, he's just as talented. He built a gaming computer all on his own and is always helping me with my own gadgets I need. In fact, he got me my podcast microphone that I've had for years before I even started this podcast, and even most recently, the newest headphones. He's also talented when it comes to art, such as animation and design. He even designed his high school yearbook cover and won first and third place in the contest his senior year. He had to have 2 entries for each computer class he was in, which is why he was able to win first and third place. That senior year, he also entered the school art contest that year and won first place for his design. To this day, I still have the mouse pad on my desk that he designed, and every time I look at it, I'm reminded of his talent and creativity. That senior year was also without its challenges, but we let him drive to school, and he had to go through 2 towns to get there. And guess what? Even through all of that, he had perfect attendance that year, not missing a single day. That level of commitment and discipline is something that makes me so proud. Marcus has always had a passion for cars, like I said, and that also includes Transformers and Hot Wheels. He collected them, decorated his room with them, and we had to even use Hot Wheels when we potty trained him. His love for Transformers was and still is so strong that when that first movie came out, Transformers the movie came out, I managed to get early screening tickets. And it was so funny because he had a countdown on when it was going to come out. And so when I told him we were going to go to the mall, and he had on his Transformer shirt, and then he realized we were actually going to see the movie, the look on his face when he realized he was going to be one of the first ones to see it, that was absolutely priceless. Sports was another area where Marcus thrived. In basketball, the team called him the janitor because he was always cleaning things up, making plays, handling business. He also had a love for soccer, playing both goalie and forward, giving it his all. One of the things about Marcus, as I mentioned, is that he loves sports, loves cars, really, and he just loves everything. Music, also, technology, mechanics, you name it. And it's one of my favorite memories on his first birthday. You see, we had got him a Hot Wheels motorcycle Power Wheels. And before he even knew how to walk, he had already figured out how to get on that thing and ride it. He knew exactly how to operate it, how to steer it, and how to maneuver it before he even took his first steps. And that's just the way Marcus is. His ability to understand and control things, especially anything with wheels, has always been incredible. He's a natural when it comes to driving. And even back then, I thought, wow, this kid is something else. The daycares used to tell us, wow, your son is so coordinated. And it was something, it's just truly prideful. And like I said, there's love for his music, something that has stayed with him all these years. To this day, he's always has his music playing. Linkin Park was one of his absolutely favorites growing up, and honestly, it still is. Music has always helped him focus whether he was studying, working on something, or just unwinding. It was like his background soundtrack to life, and it still is today. These are just some of the memories, some of the things that makes Marcus so special. I could go on and on, but I just want to take a moment to share a glimpse of the incredible person he is. I'm beyond grateful for him, not just for the amazing son he is, but for the kind, talented, and hardworking man he has become. So before we wrap up, I just want to take a moment to speak to all the mothers out there. Motherhood. It's beautiful, it's rewarding, but let's be real. It's also scary, hard, and full of challenges. There are days when we question if we're doing it right, if we're giving enough, if we're making the best choices. But when we take a step back and reflect on everything we've created for our children, the love, the moments, the lessons, it truly is something special. It is an honor to be a mother. So I want to just share a few tips from my own journey. Listen to your kids. Like, not just listen, but really listen. Even when they're little, even when their stories seem so small, they're big to them. Be intentional with your time. It's not about how much money you spend on them, it's about the time you spend with them. The little moments, the laughs, the talks, the memories you make, those are the things that'll stay with them forever. Encourage their gifts. Pay attention to what sparks their interest, what excites them, and let them shine in their own way. And speaking of gifts, Marcus discovered his love for cooking at a really young age, all because of fractions. I remember one day he asked me why he even needed to learn fractions. And instead of just telling him, we put it into action. We went and made 2 boxes of macaroni and cheese, and we had to measure out the ingredients: 1/4 cup of milk, 1/4 cup of butter, all of that. That's when it clicked for him. From that moment on, he was hooked. He started paying attention to cooking, watching YouTube videos, experimenting with recipes, and to this day, he still loves learning new techniques, new flavors, and new ways of making amazing meals. So for his birthday this year, he wanted something fancy: fondant potatoes, fried eggs with steak, and a homemade chimichurri sauce, all inspired by the things he watched and learned. And of course, we made it for him. What I would love most is that it's not just about making the food. He's about creating things. He always finds ways to cook healthy, flavorful meals, constantly refining his skills. And this is why I say, as a mother, as parents, it's important to nurture our children's gifts. Let them explore, let them try new things, and let them shine in their own unique way. Because when we do that, we're not just raising kids, we're raising incredible human beings who will take what they've learned and make the world a better place. So, as I wrap this up, Marcus, I just want you to know how deeply proud I am of you. You are intelligent, you are creative, you are kind, and have the biggest heart. No matter what obstacles you faced, you met them with strength and resilience. And I know you're going to be okay because you have everything inside of you that you need to succeed, to overcome, and to shine. I'm endlessly grateful that God chose me to be your mom, and I always, always will be in your corner. So here's to you, Marcus. 25 years of life, 25 years of incredible memories, and a lifetime of adventure ahead. And for all the moms out there, you're doing an amazing job. Trust yourself, love on your kids, and cherish every moment. I just want to thank you all for tuning into this episode of Refine and Shine. Until next time, keep shining, keep growing, and keep cherishing the moments that truly matter. Thank you for joining us on this episode of Refine and Shine. We hope you find valuable insights and inspiration to fuel your journey of continuous improvement. Remember, the key to success lies in refining your processes and letting your inner brilliance shine. If you've enjoyed this episode, be sure to subscribe to the podcast and leave a review. Your feedback is greatly appreciated and helps us reach more listeners like you who are eager to refine and shine in all areas of life. Stay connected with us on social media for updates and additional resources and behind-the-scenes content. We love hearing from our listeners, so feel free to reach out with any suggestions, questions, or success stories you'd like to share. As we wrap up, remember that the power to transform your life lies within you. Keep striving for growth, embracing change, and seeking opportunities to refine your skills. Together, let's continue to shine bright and make a positive impact in the world. Until next time, keep refining and keep shining.